What is up, guys? It's Jimbo here and welcome back to another Destiny 2 video. Today we're going to be talking about the prolonged engagement. This is a brand new Stasis SMG to the game, and I think it's going to be able to compete with a lot of other 900 RPMs and also the current Recluse, and it's in the kinetic slot. So we're going to talk about how you can farm this, how you can get your hands on it, some of the best perks, and my overall thoughts on the weapon and where it fits into the PvE meta and whether or not you should pick this up or not. So yeah, let's waste no more time and jump straight into the video. So let's talk about the prolonged engagement. It's a 900 RPM, which is the same as the Funnelweb, essentially the Recluse 2.0. It's a stasis weapon, so it means it's in the kinetic slot, which is fantastic. And it's also a lightweight frame, which has good handling, but also you can move faster with the weapon equipped, which is really good as well. It actually shades quite well, as I think, as well. Hopefully it kind of shades the same, and I'll see what ones I'll play around with them as I'm going, but that's kind of a secondary point. I'm going to go over the origin trait first before we go over the other perks, especially the N2 traits. But Weistinger is damaging an enemy with this weapon has a small chance to reload the magazine and increase movement speed while aiming down sights. This is very, very good. Essentially like mini subsistence. At times it can reload. I don't know if it reloads the entire magazine or parts of the magazine, but it's definitely one of the best origin traits I've used on a lot of the weapons. The other one is Vanguard's Vindication. Final blows with this weapon grant a small amount of health. You could swap these around if you really wanted to, but I recommend going with Weistinger. Now, you may want to know how you can farm this. First of all, if you get the faction rank that you have and you get your resets up, basically you reset this vendor, you prestige it essentially with Zavala, you're able to get multiple perks on this specific weapon in this column. I think it's 3 or 4 resets. You get one reset, you get a perk here, another reset, you get a perk here. And yeah, so just go into the strike playlist, anything Vanguard related. So that would be your Vanguard Nightfalls, Grandmaster Nightfalls, and Vanguard Ops, especially if it's like double Vanguard rewards or double Vanguard reputation. Definitely recommend doing that. And then also you can get engrams here, which has a chance to drop as well. But let's go through the traits and the perks on it that I recommend. So if you have a look at the overlay on screen, you'll be able to see some of the traits that I am going to recommend. And the first being Feeding Frenzy. Feeding Frenzy is just a standard reload perk. It's been on a lot of weapons before. If you don't know what it does, just to give you a quick recap, on ×5 you essentially get a reload speed like stack, which is fantastic. And especially when you're killing a lot of things, then you're going to be able to, keep reloading faster. But the best perk I'm going to recommend on here is Subsistence. Why? You're going to be killing a lot of things with this weapon. Defeating targets partially reloads the magazine from reserves. Combine that with the fact that we also have Weistinger as well, and also potentially have an extended mag or a mag related perk that gives you more ammo, and you're going to be able to consistently have like 30 to like 25 to 30 bullets, and you probably won't even run out of ammo that much. But yeah, that's what I'd recommend in the first weapon perk column, and that is Subsistence. In the right hand column, there's 3 damage perks and an ability perk, and also a kind of specialist perk that I'd recommend. First, Headstone is my specialist perk. I'd recommend, essentially this is going to be if you want to do stasis builds. Wouldn't recommend it on this. I think it's better on hand cannons personally. And then the first damage perk that we have is One for All. This gives you a 35% damage bonus after hitting 3 targets within 3 seconds of each other. You get this for 10 seconds. Once again, I've used this on the weapon and a lot of weapons before. It's very solid. I like using this, especially very good for end game because it doesn't rely on you killing anything. But you're probably going to be killing a lot of stuff with this weapon. Honorable mention to Frenzy. It's only a 15% damage buff. You get handling and reload speed, but I don't recommend it here because there's 2 perks that are awesome. First of all, we have Surrounded. That gives you a 30% damage increase, but you can also put Surrounded spec on the gun. I don't necessarily think it's as good as One for All because you have to be within 8 meters of 3 enemies or more, but you are able to do a bunch of damage when you are using an SMG close up. But the best perk on this weapon by far is multi-kill clip. Why? Because you can get it up to ×3, which will give you a 50% damage buff on the weapon. And the cool thing about multi-kill clip is that you get it active for a period of time, and then if you keep killing enemies and reload, you can refresh the buff back up to 50%. But even if you only kill one enemy, you get a 17% increase to your damage, and if you kill two, you get a 33%. So I highly recommend that role is the one that you go for, subsistence and multi-kill clip, because it's an absolute shredder. My final thoughts on the weapon are that this thing is a monster. It's going to be able to do so much damage in that first slot with multi-kill clip and subsistence as well. It's easily farmable, being that it's in strikes, and also the origin perk Vice Stinger is fantastic as well. And also you're going to be able to get the one from doing it in the playlist as well. So this weapon is just really, really good. And I've been waiting for a good solid 900 RPM that is essentially like Recluse in the first column for a long while. And this is also Stasis, so you can buff this thing with Font of Might as well and get it up another 25% damage whenever you have Font of Might active, on top of the damage you're getting buffed from multi-kill clip, and you're just going to literally delete everything. I think it's fantastic, and I can't wait to farm this a lot more. As I say, it's probably best that you go and farm it in the strikes, as we said in the previous part of the video, and definitely think this is worth your time picking up. Even if you only spend a couple of hours farming strikes over the course of the season, you'll be able to get it. And you can get double perks on it as well if you reset enough times, so it can be suitable for many different situations. You could potentially get one that's a PvP role and a PvE role if you're very, very lucky. But yeah, so highly recommend going and picking up the prolonged engagement, because it's awesome. As always, if this video has been helpful, make sure you leave a like on it, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and turn on the notification bell as always for more content. This has been It's Jimbo, and I'll see you guys next time.